Hello everybody, and welcome to the Elementary Math Tutor. Today we're going to learn how to subtract whole numbers. One thing to remember when you're subtracting whole numbers, especially multi-digit whole numbers, there's possibly going to be some borrowing taking place. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. So let's look at this first example. We have 143 minus 98. And when you subtract, you're going to begin from the right-hand side. So where it says 3 and 8, that's where we're going to begin subtracting. Now we know we can't do 3 minus 8. So we're going to have to borrow. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to cross the 4 off and borrow from that. So the 4 turns into a 3. And when you borrow, you're borrowing 10. Okay, so we're going to add 10 to the 3. Over here on the right hand side, and that's going to turn into 13. So remember, when you borrow, you're always borrowing 10. Okay, now we can subtract that. So 13 minus 8 is 5. Now let's look at the second column here. It's 3 minus 9. Again, we cannot subtract 9 from 3, so we have to borrow again. So I'm going to cross off the 1. That becomes a 0. And we're going to add 10 to that 3. So that 3 just becomes a 13. Now we can subtract. 13 minus 9 is 4. So our answer is 45. Now, one good thing you should always do when you're subtracting whole numbers is to check your answer. So I'm going to check it by adding these two numbers together to see if they equal 143. So let's put 98 over here. We're going to add it to 45 because we're going to check our answer. 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. So when we add them two together, it equals 143. And that does equal the 143 up top. So it checks out. That way, you'll 100% know that your answer is true, so always check your answer. Now let's move on to our second example. Here we have 562 minus 378. So we're going to look at the column all the way to the right first. That's where you begin your subtracting. And we have 2 minus 8. Well, we know we cannot take away 8 from 2, so we're going to have to borrow. So let's borrow from the 6. Cross that off, that becomes a 5. And when we borrow, we're borrowing 10. So we're going to add 10 to the 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, now we can begin subtracting. So 12 minus 8 is 4. Now let's look at the second column. 5 minus 7. Again, we cannot subtract because 7 does not come out of 5. So we're going to borrow again. Cross off the 5, it becomes a 4. And we're going to add 10 to that 5, so it becomes a 15. Now, 15 minus 7 is 8. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. All right, so our answer is 184. But we are going to check it again. So you're going to add those two numbers together to see if they equal the top number. So we have 378. Plus 184. Let's add those here. 8 plus 4 is 12. Put the 2 there, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. Write the 6 there, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And it looks like it checks out. 562 and 562. All right, great. Now let's complete one more example. So we have 768 minus 453. We're going to begin on the right-hand side again. Always begin in the right-hand column. So this time, looks like we don't have to borrow. We have 8 minus 3. 8 take away 3 is 5. Okay. Second column, we have 6 minus 5. Again, we don't have to borrow. Great. 6 minus 5 is 1. And then finally, 7 minus 4 is 3. All right, that one was easy, but let's check it. So we're going to add these two numbers together. 453 plus 315. Here we go. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 3 is 7. Grand total of 768, and it checks out. It works perfectly. Okay, that's going to conclude our lesson today on how to subtract whole numbers. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, comment. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as quick as I can in the next lesson. Thanks. Bye.